Okay, so we're at 27th and E, and this is pump 5. As you can see by this door here, as opposed to just having a separate door for the receipt printer, which is usually in this area of what's called an Encore 700. This is an Encore 500 that has an upgrade kit. So they redid this whole panel with the new screen, card reader, contactless, receipt printer, all that. Side note, all this stuff from here down below this line, that all has to deal with DCR and DCR driver initializations. This grade select and displays here, this nozzle business, basically anything but this. This is all fuel and fuel driver initialization related stuff. So if you have problems with anything out here and it concerns one of those spots, then you know what initializations to send. So you can see I have this type of key for this. It may vary depending on where we're at, but that's what we're using here. And then we're gonna open this up. And since there isn't a separate door for the receipt printer, you can see we have the receipt printer here. This is the card reader. That's really all you're gonna be messing with here. So if you take these pins and just pull them back a little bit, that's all you need to do. You don't need to pull them out completely. You just need to pull them back until they stop, and then you can remove this entire printer. If you want to zoom in on that. So you can see how the little, if I push this in, how it locks into place, and then if I pull it out, it has that gap. And if you look at the way that this printer eyelets are contained, that's why it lets it release. So the other thing here that is of note is these two cords here. This is your power, this is your data transfer. So if you're trying to undo a paper jam or mess with any of that, there's a little clip right here. If you press that in, you should be able to take this power out. Make sure that when you put that back in, you can see that little notch in the white area. That's where that clip goes. That's the only spot on this entire plug that has a little extra. So just make sure to match that up. Don't twist it around like that, it won't fit. And don't force it. So it should go like that every single time. So now that we have that out, go ahead and, so I'm gonna take this off, flip this upside down, and you can see there's the roller here. And then I also wanted to make note that you can take a piece of this out. In order to get this piece out, I got a little tiny screwdriver, a flathead, and then you see this little tab here as well as this tab here. You basically just want to get that away so you can release this piece. So I'll do the same on the other side. It's kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie. But be careful not to break anything because this is plastic. It's not gonna come back on. Okay, so now I got that whole piece out. You can see the blade and there's already a piece of paper. Not much, but that might be contributing as to why things are getting stuck or jammed. So what I always do at that point when I get that piece out is I take these little gears and I spin them a little bit just so that way it'll spin the roller. Make sure there's nothing else in there. And at that point, I think we're good. So put that piece back in. And it should just snap into place, and you can see those clips will come back. Then make sure these pins are still out, and then you can line that up. Oh, I got this backwards, my bad. So I'm gonna line that up, fits back in place, push these pins back in to lock it, and then I have my power plug, and then I got it lined up so that will snap into place where the little plastic is arranging for it. If I can line it up here. There we go. Okay, and I didn't unplug this one at all, so we should be good to go. Now, all we gotta do is take our paper. If you don't have a clean cut, I usually hold this roll and tear it like that just to get a clean cut. And then if you look below here, there's a spot that will usually say load paper, but it is right there, I believe. And it should pick it up automatically, so maybe I don't have the right spots. Yeah, it's right there, it's above. It's hard to see when this is upside down, but other ones that are right side up and oriented differently will say load paper here on that plastic piece. So as soon as I did that, it will pick up the paper automatically. You have a test print, so you know you have the paper loaded on the correct side, because this is thermal. It requires no ink or ribbon or anything like that. It will cut on its own too, so I just lightly pull it and I got a clean cut. And at that point, you're good to go. You know it's printed, you know it's loaded right, you know it's working, and that's it.